Time now for the Nick Hart Show, our weekly chat with the Gibson Southern Titans head football coach, Nick Hart. It's a presentation of the Gibson Southern Football Boosters, including Hip Ministry, in memory of Darwin and Eric Kalis, JMCO Technologies, Kiesel Enterprises Incorporated, MyTech Systems, Robert Goob Vermillion of Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, Rhythm Church, Evansville, Scotty's Lawn Equipment, Tenbarge Seed and Turfgrass Supplies, TYFL, Vogler Metalwork and Design Incorporated, Reinbrecht Homes, Stodgel Funeral Home and Monuments, Young's Auto Body, Light Transport, Brett's Car Care, Baker Tax and Financial Services, Cordray Insurance, Daylight Land Management, Davis Brothers, Du Bois County Garage Doors, Duke Energy, Foster Construction, Fort Branch Dairy Queen, Harper's Pub and Pizza, Hobstadt Summerfest Incorporated, Heidorn Construction, Hobstadt Family Dentistry, Hen Orthodontics, Hillside Gardens, ADG Architecture and Design Group, Dady Oil, Johnson Commercial Mowing, in loving memory of Zach Bailey, Julia's School of Dance, Kathy Solman Photography, Make Your Mark, United Fidelity Bank, Vertical Tile, Grandparents of Jackson Adams, Tri-State Fence, Emerson Cattle Company, Iron Horse Bar and Grill, Deborah Borchelt, and Pole Concrete. The Nick Hart Show, a special presentation of the Gibson Southern Football Boosters, Wabash Valley College's Radio, TV, and Digital Media Department, and 89 Won the Bash, starts now.
Good evening, Titan fans, and welcome to the Nick Hart Show, Week 3 edition here on 89 Won the Bash. Cole Carter with you. I'll be joined by Kyler Gammon here in just a bit. But what a win last weekend for Gibson Southern, moving to 2-0 on the year with a 63-24 win over the new Albany Bulldogs. It was a long road trip and a hostile environment, but it did not matter. The Titans came to play and won the contest in dominant fashion. 9 offensive drives for the Gibson Southern first-team offense and 9 touchdowns. Simply unstoppable. It did not take long for the Titans to find the end zone. They would score on their first offensive drive, an 11-yard touchdown run by quarterback Brady Allen.
Play fake here for Allen, running to his left, gets away from one defender inside the 10-5, diving to the end zone, waiting for a signal, touchdown Gibson Southern. Just like that, Brady Allen using his legs. An 11-yard touchdown run, and the Titans get on the board first.
Chris Spear hit one of 9 extra points on the night, so it was quickly 7-0 Gibson Southern, but then it was the Titan defense who stepped up. A sack from Levi Dickerson, and then an interception return from Ben Luttrell.
Ball at their own 47-yard line. Simmons back to pass. His first pass attempt. He's going to go down, taken down the backfield. That was Levi Dickerson, his first sack as a Gibson Southern Titan. The transfer from Robinson High School. Here comes a screen pass, caught in the backfield by Winburn, and he's going to cut upfield. A penalty flag flies down. The ball comes out. The Titans have it. It's Ben Luttrell inside the 10, dragging the defender with them down to the 1-yard line. First and goal, Titans, but will check the flag.
The Titans would score just 2 plays later on a 2-yard Sean DeLong touchdown run.
Second and goal from the 2. Sean DeLong has it. Sean DeLong's in the end zone. Touchdown, Gibson Southern.
Oh, but Gibson Southern was not even close to being done in the first quarter. In fact, they wouldn't even let the Bulldogs get a chance to respond after an onside kick was recovered by Rory Heltzley.
Got a fumble recovery and a run back from Ben Luttrell. And here's an onside kick that went 10 yards, and the Titans have it. Rory Heltzley doing his best Pat McAfee impersonation. The short kick, the recovery, the Titans offense comes right back on the field.
And it wouldn't take long for Heltzley to get his name called once again. A few plays later, the Titans drive down with a 4-yard touchdown pass from Brady Allen to Rory Heltzley.
In the shotgun, Brady Allen. 3 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. Allen wants to throw. Steps up, throws, touchdown, Gibson Southern. It's Rory Heltzley.
New Albany would put together their best offensive drive of the night thus far, but they would get down inside the Gibson Southern 10 before turning it over on downs. The Titan offense quickly was able to drive down the field and capped off the drive with a touchdown from Brady Allen to Isaac O'Neal.
Allen back to pass on a fully spread offense, goes in the flat to Isaac O'Neal, who makes a man miss. Isaac O'Neal in for the touchdown. A 13-yard catch and run by Isaac O'Neal on a wide receiver screen. and Gibson Southern finds the end zone for the fourth time in the first 13 minutes of this ball game. 27-0.
Chris Spear would once again tack on the extra point that made it 28-0, but New Albany would finally find the end zone on the ensuing possession.
Simmons hands it off to Winford up the middle, and he's in. Touchdown, New Albany.
That New Albany momentum would not last long, as once again the Titans drove right down the field and scored their fifth touchdown of the night. This time, another touchdown pass from Brady Allen to Rory Heltzley.
And the shotgun is Allen. He wants to throw once again. Looking, plenty of time. Throws to the end zone. Touchdown, Gibson Southern. What a catch by Rory Heltzley over the defender.
That would be the second touchdown from Allen to Heltzley on the evening, their sixth touchdown of the season, and that made the score 35-6, but New Albany was able to answer quickly.
Deshaun Winburn, and he's free down the sideline across midfield. He's got one Titan to beat, and just like that, the Bulldogs find the end zone again. 89 yards, a touchdown.
An 89-yard touchdown pass from quarterback Simmons to the wide receiver Winburn, and that cut the score down to 35-12. But of course, the Titans would answer right back with Sean DeLong.
Hands it off to DeLong up the middle. Sean with a move to the inside, the 20, to the 15, makes a man miss to the 10, makes another miss. Sean DeLong, touchdown. A juke here, a juke there, and a touchdown. The second of the night for the Gibson Southern running back. That one from, I believe, 27 yards out.
But New Albany would once again put together a nice drive, ending in a 49-yard touchdown pass from Simmons to his wide receiver, Johnson.
As Simmons will keep it and throw to the right side, making the catch is Johnson. Down the near sideline, 15, 10-5, touchdown New Albany. As the Bulldogs score, Jaraylen Johnson, a 48-yard catch and run.
But despite the impressive offense from New Albany, the defense could not stop Gibson Southern. Another touchdown pass for Brady Allen, this time to Cole McKee.
Allen wants to throw. He's got time. Over the middle. It is bobbled and cut. And a touchdown for Gibson Southern, diving in the end zone. Yes! Cole McKee with a catch and run, diving for the touchdown. And Gibson Southern make that 7 drives and make that 7 touchdowns for the Titan offense.
That would give us a halftime score of 49-18, and it was all Gibson Southern in the third quarter once again. On the first drive of the second half, it was Sean DeLong scoring his third touchdown of the night.
2 receivers each side for Allen. Hand off to Sean DeLong up the middle. DeLong, touchdown. Gibson Southern, Sean DeLong, his third rushing touchdown of the evening. Put one more score on the board for the Titans. Makes it 55-18. With 9 minutes to go in this third quarter and the extra point to come.
And as flashy as the Titan offense was, this defense was just as impressive. Another takeaway, this time Braden Malone with the interception.
56-18, Titans lead. Play fake, Simmons throws left, that ball is intercepted, the Titans have it. Braden Malone from the 5-yard line, on the run back, Malone across midfield, 45-40, cuts to the inside and he's taken down. Braden Malone, right place, right time, his second interception of the season.
And that interception set up the 9th Gibson Southern touchdown of the night.
Allen will hand it off to Sean DeLong up the middle. DeLong cuts to the outside, inside the 20, inside the 15, 10-5, Sean DeLong, touchdown, Gibson Southern.
New Albany would add one more score in the final minutes to give Gibson Southern their second win of the season. They improved to 2-0 with a 63-24 win over the New Albany Bulldogs. Sean DeLong, what a performance, 172 rushing yards, 4 touchdowns. He also had 70 receiving yards. Brady Allen, 18 of 22, 246 yards with 4 touchdown passes. In the receiving department, Cole McKee, 6 receptions, 83 yards, and a touchdown. Rory Heltzley, 4 catches, 47 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And Isaac O'Neal with 2 receptions, 32 yards, and 1 touchdown. The defense got interceptions from Ben Luttrell and Braden Malone. We'll take our first break of the evening. When we come back, we'll chat with head coach Nick Hart right here on 89.1 The Bash. It's the Nick Hart Show.
The Nick Hart Show is brought to you by the following Gibson Southern Football Booster Gold sponsors: Brett's Car Care, Baker Tax and Financial Services, Cordray Insurance, Daylight Land Management, Davis Brothers, Du Bois County Garage Doors, Duke Energy, Foster Construction, Fort Branch Dairy Queen, Harper's Pub and Pizza, Hobstadt Summerfest Incorporated, Heidorn Construction, Hobstadt Family Dentistry, Hen Orthodontics, and by Hillside Gardens.
Welcome back into the Nick Hart Show here on 89.1 The Bash. Cole Carter with you, now joined by Kyler Gammon and head coach Nick Hart. And Coach, first and foremost, congrats on the big win back on Friday. What were your overall thoughts with the way the team performed?
I thought it was another pretty good performance. Offensively, we scored every time we had the ball except for when we, needed out at the end. That's always great. I thought special teams, was phenomenal. We had some short fields on kickoff returns. We recovered the onside kick, and I thought we covered their kicks, or our kicks, very well. Their kickoff return team probably concerned me as much as anything going into the game. Week one, they broke a lot of big plays on kickoff return, so I thought we did a great job of covering kicks throughout the night. So those phases were really good. I thought defensively we were really good except for a few plays. Now I thought late in the second, mid to late second, they started tempoing us a little bit. They'd made a couple plays, and I didn't like our body language and how we were approaching the game there defensively. But we addressed it at halftime, and I thought we came out and played a lot better the couple drives that they were in the second half. So good lesson to learn, in a game that, you already have won. Again, while we play these games, I thought there were some things we could take away that we need to improve at as we move forward.
So let's start off with that offense, Coach. You mentioned it, 9 possessions and 9 touchdowns. Really a phenomenal game in every aspect on the offensive side. I thought Brady threw the ball well. I thought his receivers did a great job of making plays. And, of course, Sean DeLong ran all over God's green earth. What stood out to you the most on Friday offensively? And, was there anything that you saw that was not so good or something they need to work on for this week?
No, it was pretty clean. I thought for a week two, if I want to get really big, we had a pre-snap penalty in the second quarter. So that is, something we always try and avoid. If that's the one thing that you're going to be upset about, on a Friday night, it's a pretty good thing. So I thought we were really crisp offensively, and our guys did a really good job of executing.
Defensively, I thought it was another great outing by your guys. New Albany put together a couple of good-looking drives there late in the first half. But really, besides that, you guys pretty much dominated the game. Braden had the interception. Ben Luttrell had an interception. You guys had a turnover on downs there in the first half. Besides, a couple of slip-ups, as you mentioned, a pretty stellar performance by your defense.
No, I thought it was great. Just towards the end, I think we got tired. We weren't getting lined up towards the end of the second quarter there and ready to play. That's really the only part that bothered me about our defense is really nothing about their play. It was kind of how we were approaching the game there late in the second quarter. But again, I thought so. We learned that lesson, and then there was some stuff. The first one they popped on the hitch. We have like a little zone blitz called, and we've got it kind of bracketed from the inside and the outside, and he gave us one little move, and we jumped inside and gave up the outside. And those are just things that you can't learn unless you're playing teams that are good or more athletic than you, like what they were. They were able to exploit that a little bit where, we go play somebody else that's not New Albany. You don't learn that lesson because we're still able to make the play. So I thought we learned a lot of stuff about ourselves, what we got to get better at. But I thought it was a really good performance defensively, especially, we were down a starter. And then we lost another one as the game went along. So I thought, we had some guys step up and play very well.
And, Coach, you mentioned you guys being down a couple of starters defensively. Adrian Lupman did not play. What's the update with him right now?
Oh, we'll have him back this week. So Adrian will be back and ready to go this Friday night.
And Ethan Zilliak, he got hurt in the game on Friday. What's the update on him?
I'd say right now it's probably too early to say where we're at with Ethan, but he'll we'll see. I would say probably not on Friday, but you never know how things kind of go here.
There early on in the game on Friday, you guys got the ball first, drove down, scored, got the interception by Ben Luttrell, scored again, got the onside kick, scored again. How important was it to be that aggressive and go up 21-0 and really kind of punch them in the mouth early on?
It was really big. And, I think the good news is, through 2 games here, we've started fast both games, in all 3 phases of the game. So that's good. I've kind of thought, though, in each game kind of had like a little lull, there in the middle before we finished them off. So, just kind of maintaining that as we go through. But the 21-0 was big. I mean, they're very dynamic on offense, and we're up 21-0. They'd only snapped the ball like 3 or 4 times, I think. So I think that was huge for momentum and morale and everything else, and just kind of have that cushion. It makes it a lot, easier to not freak out when they pop a big play on you when you've got that cushion built in. So that was a big start for us.
Was it kind of hard to figure out whenever you were going to pull your first team guys? Because, of course, you had a big, comfortable lead, but New Albany would get a couple of quick scores, and then you guys were kind of forced to keep your foot on the pedal to keep them from making a comeback. So, with that being said, was it kind of difficult to decide when to pull your first team starters?
Yeah, I think that's always one of the hardest decisions, I think, to make. Yeah, we probably played a little bit longer than what we normally would have just because of how quickly they can score. I think getting to that running clock was really important. So, even if they pop some big plays on the twos, you have that running clock to make it go fast. So, that was really kind of what we were trying to get that running clock. So, we could get it rolling. And once we got there, then it was, a pretty easy decision to get our guys out.
Coach, there was a little bit of talk about your schedule this year with traveling and such, but you schedule these games so that you are in certain situations now, rather it being playoff time and it's too late, correct?
Yeah, for sure. We want to, I think there's been times where you don't see stuff consistently. Like there's been a couple years, like the first time we got punched in the mouth was in a playoff game. And that's rare because I think our conference is really good, but it has happened before, and even you want it to happen more than once or twice, just so you know how to handle those type of situations. So yeah, it's great. I don't think we will play anybody as fast or explosive or dynamic as what New Albany's receivers and quarterback were. Like I don't think as we go through we'll run into anybody in the tournament that can match that. There will be some teams that are certainly better at other things. But from that standpoint, I don't think we'll see anybody as fast or as dynamic as what those guys were. So it's a great preparation, for us.
We'll go ahead and step aside for our second break of the evening. When we come back, we'll chat about this week's opponent, the Washington Hatchets. Stay tuned to the Nick Hart Show here on 89.1 The Bash.
The Nick Hart Show made possible by the following gold sponsors of the Gibson Southern Football Boosters: Hip Dentistry, in memory of Darwin and Eric Kalis; JMCO Technologies; Kiesel Enterprises Incorporated; MyTech Systems; Robert Goob Vermillion of Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance; Rhythm Church Evansville; Scotty's Lawn Equipment; Ten Barge Seed and Turfgrass Supplies; TYFL; Vogler Metalwork and Design Incorporated; Reinbrecht Homes; Stodgel Funeral Home and Monuments; Young's Auto Body, and Like Transport.
Welcome back to the Nick Hart Show here on 89.1 The Bash and BashRadio.com. Cole Carter and Kyler Gammon with you, as well as head coach Nick Hart. And we've recapped last Friday's 63-24 win over New Albany. Now it's time to look ahead to this week's opponent, the Washington Hatchets. And Coach, Washington has had some COVID issues here in the first couple of weeks. They did play a game last Saturday. What do we know about them?
They lost their week 1 game. They didn't have a week 2 game, and then they were able to find one with all the COVID stuff that's going on. So they played McLean County, Kentucky, and lost 18-8. So, looking at film, and I think you try and, even though we've seen them play, you look back at last year because McLean County was running a version of the wing tee, like kind of out of the shotgun and stuff. So, you're not going to play that type of offense the same way you're going to play us. So kind of going back, looking at what they did to us last year. And then offensively, they were in a lot of spread stuff, a lot of doubles, a lot of jet motion off of it. So they try and get moving and get your eyes where they're not supposed to be. And then, they'll jump in the I formation and some stuff from time to time. But, obviously, Coach Morris really got him going there in year one. They made a big jump in his first year and would have had a chance to play for a sectional championship if it wasn't, for COVID. So they're an up-and-coming program, and I think he's definitely got him going in the right direction.
Is it difficult to prepare for a week like this? On paper, in the media, you guys are going to be favored to win this ball game. And when you're coming off of 2 big wins against 2 big schools, and I'm sure your kids are excited for what's in store down the road, is it hard not to look ahead for October and November and to focus 1 week at a time? How hard is it to stay locked in on the opponent you have this week?
It's always a worry as a coach. And I think, we talk a lot about we haven't this week, but we talk a lot about respecting the game and, doing things the right way. And, you're only guaranteed to play 10 football games. I think that's kind of the difference between our sport and other high school sports is, basketball gets to play 20 something, baseball plays in the high 20s or the 30s, but you're only guaranteed 10, in high school football. And so to take one of those for granted, especially a conference game, I don't know. It's never really crossed my mind how that can happen. I mean, I get that it does, but I think we have a really veteran group, and we can't afford – we've got some great momentum coming off of these first 2 weeks, and we can't afford to go backwards and not have a good week this week, getting ready for a conference game. We got to keep that thing rolling in the right direction, and I hope our senior group, and I think they will, keep us going the right way there.
Coach, I think it is important to have a senior-led group because if you have younger guys, they could buy into the hype easier and take this week easy, but every week has to be a new mindset in your eyes.
Yeah, and I do think that is one of the we don't get to play as many games, but your week, stays the same. We're gonna, watch film and do scouting reports and go after their stuff on the practice field, and then you tie things up on Thursday and you're ready to go on Friday. I think some of that routine helps you kind of stay on the same way, and I think I'm hoping we have a little bit more energy at practice just because. Last week, I thought one thing that our kids handled really well is we practiced at 6:15 in the morning because of the heat. We didn't know if we'd be able to get out after school, so we practiced at 6:15 in the morning just to avoid that heat. Our kids handled that really well. But I think just, the weather's supposed to be nicer, being able to go after school, it should give us a nice boost this week. And like I said, it's a big game for us because it's a conference game, and we're always going to have the goal of winning the conference. So big game for us, and we're excited about it.
One last question, Nick, and we'll let you go. Yesterday, the IHSAA coaches poll rankings came out, and you guys are now the number 1 team in the state of Indiana in 3A. What does that mean to you and your team?
I think it's a great recognition for our program. We've been ranked number 1 before, and it doesn't mean a whole lot to me because we've been ranked number 1 before, and that we didn't end up ranked number 1 after Thanksgiving, which is what's most important. So it's a great honor for your program and great recognition, but that's about all that it is, because we are the goal is to be number 1 after Thanksgiving. So, that's kind of my mindset on it, but it is a great honor and deal for our kids.
All right, Coach, thanks for your time tonight. We'll chat with you again next week, and good luck on Friday against Washington.
All right, thanks, guys.
That's head coach Nick Hart. Always great to chat with him after a big win last week for Gibson Southern and looking to make it 3-0 this week against the Hatchets from Washington. We'll step aside for our final break of the evening. We'll wrap things up when we come back. It's the Nick Hart Show here on 89.1 The Bash.
The Nick Hart Show is made possible by the following silver-level sponsors of the Gibson Southern Football Boosters: ADG Architecture and Design Group, Gady Oil, Johnson Commercial Mowing, in loving memory of Zach Bailey, Julia's School of Dance, Kathy Solman Photography, Make Your Mark, United Fidelity Bank, Vertical Tile, Grandparents of Jackson Adams, Tri-State Fence, Emerson Cattle Company, Iron Horse Bar and Grill, Deborah Borchelt, and Pole Concrete.
Welcome back into the Nick Hart Show here on 89.1 The Bash. Cole Carter and Kyler Gammon. Once again, big thanks to Nick Hart for spending his time with us on this Tuesday evening. And once again, the Titans are on the road this Friday to take on their first conference opponent of the year in the Washington Hatchets. The Hatchets are 0-1 on the season, and of course, Gibson Southern 2-0. So, Kyler, we talked to head coach Nick Hart. One of the biggest things that stood out to me was how you have to go into this week in terms of preparation. You can't overlook a team like Washington, despite the great year the Titans have had so far. Got to take it 1 week at a time.
Yeah, and I even mentioned that to coach. It's kind of just just like you said, it's a long season, and it's really easy to overlook opponents that you're obviously favored over, or that you really match up, really match up well against them. But like I said, it's just a week by week. Anybody could really get beat on any given day. Who knows? I mean, football is such a I don't know game every week. So, like I said, just having the same preparation, having the same flow of every week really benefits the football team.
And once again, that game starts at 6:30 Central Time on Friday night up in Washington. We'll have the pregame show for you at 6:15, and hopefully we'll have a clean broadcast like we did last Friday up at New Albany. Of course, we had those issues in week 1, but we've got those figured out, and hopefully we can begin the broadcast of a Gibson Southern Titans win. So for head coach Nick Hart, for my partner Kyler Gammon, I'm Cole Carter. Thanks for listening to the Nick Hart Show here on 89.1 The Bash.
The Nick Hart Show has been brought to you by the following Gibson Southern Football Boosters: Brett's Car Care, Baker Tax and Financial Services, Cordray Insurance, Daylight Land Management, Davis Brothers, Du Bois County Garage Doors, Duke Energy, Foster Construction, Fort Branch Dairy Queen, Harper's Pub and Pizza, Hobstadt Summerfest Incorporated, Hydorn Construction, Hobstadt Family Dentistry, Penn Orthodontics, Hillside Gardens, Hip Dentistry, in memory of Darwin and Eric Kalis, JMCO Technologies, Kiesel Enterprises Incorporated, MyTech Systems, Robert Goob Vermillion of Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, Rhythm Church Evansville, Scotty's Lawn Equipment, Tenbarge Seed and Turfgrass Supplies, TYFL, Vogler Metalwork and Design Incorporated, Reinbrecht Homes, Stodgel Funeral Home and Monuments, Young's Auto Body, Like Transport, ADG Architecture and Design Group, Gady Oil, Johnson Commercial Mowing, in loving memory of Zach Bailey, Julia's School of Dance, Kathy Solman Photography, Make Your Mark, United Fidelity Bank, Vertical Tile, Grandparents of Jackson Adams, Tri-State Fence, Emerson Cattle Company, Iron Horse Bar and Grill, Deborah Borchelt, and Pole Concrete. The Nick Hart Show has been a special presentation of the Gibson Southern Football Boosters, the Wabash Valley College Radio, TV, and Digital Media Department, and 89.1 The Bash.